warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And good morning. I greet to all of my classmates. Have you guys eaten today? Have you guys had a breakfast?
No.
No, okay. So, my name is NATASHA and you can call me FIFFY. And for today, I am presenting my presentation, which is a mental illness among the youth. So, have you guys had illness before? No. Yes. Okay, so some of you have heard and some of you have never heard about this before. So for today, I am going deeper into this topic. Okay, so this is my index and my agenda for today. So the first one would be the introduction. The second one would be the example of the mental illness. The third one would be the symptoms and facts. The fourth one, statistics and my data research. And last but not least, we have our conclusion. Okay, so what is actually a mental illness? So mental illness is a change of mood and emotions, change of someone's behavior, and lastly, change of the way of thinking of someone. Okay, so next, what is the most prominent mental disorders in young people? So in this slide, we know that prominent means significant. Prominent means famous, well-known. There are two that I want to focus for today, which is the first one is anxiety disorder. Okay, so what is anxiety disorder? Anxiety disorder is someone that experiencing occasional anxiety is normal part of life. However, people with anxiety disorders frequently have intense and excessive worry and fear about everyday situation. Okay, so we all have anxiety. We all feel nervous when we want to do something. When people look at us, we all feel nervous. We all feel anxious. But the excessive and intensive anxious in ourselves can lead to anxiety disorder, which is a mental illness. Okay, so anxiety disorder are grouped into two, which is a panic attack, and the second one is social anxiety disorder. Okay. Okay, so first, what is the panic attack symptom? Panic attack symptoms is when you feel chest pain, difficulty in breathing, nausea, excess sweating or worrying, fear and dizziness. So if you guys have one of these symptoms or more than one, you can go to the doctor and seek help because maybe you have a panic attack. Okay, so next we have social anxiety disorder. Apart from panic attack, social anxiety disorder also one of the mental illness that group in anxiety. So what is social anxiety disorder? Social anxiety disorder is a fear in situation where they may be scrutinized, evaluated, humiliated, rejected or judged by others. So social anxiety disorder is a feelings when you people tend to feel like people are judging you, like I'm doing now, I'm standing in front, so I feel like these people is judging me, you are like humiliating me. So that was one of the symptoms, the feelings of people who are having social anxiety disorder. Okay, so next, what is the treatment or prevention that you can do to avoid having social anxiety disorder? Okay, so first you have to practice the deep breathing, the inhale and exhale. The second one, you can eat something sour like pickle or something like that. Or the third one, you can move your body by doing some exercises and yoga. And the fourth one, the last thing is visualize your happy place. So whenever you feel like someone is judging you or they are rejecting you, you must visualize something happy, something that makes you happy. Okay, so we are done with our first mental illness, which is anxiety disorder. Okay, so next we have the second mental illness, which is depression. Okay, so what is the symptoms of depression? The first one, people who have depression tend to have sleep problems. The second one, they doesn't have appetite, they doesn't feel like they want to eat. The third one, they have low concentration. The fourth one, they have thoughts of death because people who are having depression mostly feel like they are unwanted and they are no use for living at the work. Okay. So next, they always feel like no energy, unmotivated. And last but not least, the symptom is you tend to feel sadness more than happiness. Okay, so next, what is the causes of depression? Okay, so the causes can be because of your low esteem. You feel like unmotivated. You feel like you are not fit enough. You feel like you are not good enough. And the second one might be the abuse from your parents, maybe toxic environment, toxic friends, and toxic family. The third one, the relationship problems, which is maybe before this you have broken before. And the fourth one, excessive stress. You stress more about your work, about your study. And the fourth one, genetic factors and biological factors. So maybe some of us are having family members that have a depression or our relative. So it can be one of the factors of why you are getting the illness. And last but not least, the poor nutrition. Okay, so what are the treatments that you can make or you can do in order to prevent and treat the depression? Okay, so first and the most important thing is medication. The second one is the self-help strategy, which is you do like exercise or yoga and other else. And the third one is psychotherapy, which is you meet your psychologist and meet doctor and go to the hospital. And the fourth one, contact friends, which is you can tell a story about your life, about your problems to someone that you believe, which is maybe your friends, your relative or your siblings. And the fifth one, always have a positive thoughts about your life, about what you are doing and about your future. And last but not least, by having enough sleep, which is 8 hours in our age. Okay, so now we go to our next agenda, which is numbers and statistics. Okay, so according to the World Health Organization, WHO, globally 1 in 7 to 10 to 19 years old experience a mental disorder, including anxiety and depression. So globally, we can see that people who are by age 10 to 19 years old have one people who have depression and anxiety in among 7 people. So the ratio is 1 to 7. Okay, so this is one of the statistics that I can get about the depression statistic in Malaysia, but I am so sorry that I cannot get the most latest one, which is this year or last year. But the most newest that I can find is 2021. Okay, so these research are done by someone in 2021, in February 2021. So we can see here, the largest group of people who are having anxiety and depression is people who are aged from 25 to 34 years old. But actually, today, this is not this is not what I want to focus on. The one that I want to focus on is at the red spot. Okay, so at the red spot, which is the age of 18 to 24 years old, mostly they are 10% of them. Okay, so you might think that 10% is not a big deal. It's not a big amount of people. But if you calculate, the population of Malaysia in 2021 is 32.4 million people, and 10% from that 32.4 million is 3,240,000 people. And you can see that it is a very large amount of number of people, and it can be one of our family, relative or our friends. Okay, so we have come to my end of our presentation. So what can I conclude on our presentation for today is anxiety disorder and depression are among the most common psychiatric illness affecting youth. And anxiety disorder typically begin in childhood, and depression frequently occurs later during our early adulthood, which is now, which is in our age, 19 and above. Okay, so maybe some of you will think that anxiety and depression is not a big deal, but it actually can give a serious impact on our mental health, education, and professional. Okay, so the quote for today is, sometimes the worst place you can be at is your own head. It's actually not on the other place, but it's actually on your own head, on your own mind. Okay, last but not least, it's okay not to be okay. So if you are having any symptoms or anything that you feel like you need to go to the doctor, you need someone to talk to, you can go seek a professional help from people who are professional, like psychiatrists. So this is my reference. If you want to see where I got the data, this is my reference. Thank you. So do you guys have any questions?
Can mental illness such as anxiety and depression be cured? Correct.
Oh, okay. So the question is, can mental illness be cured? Okay. So I have done some research about this one. Mental illness is actually something that cannot be cured, but it can be controlled by a treatment like therapy and medication. So that's why going to the psychiatrist is the most important thing, to get medication from someone who are approved. But it actually cannot be cured, but can, the action of the people can be controlled by the medicine. Thank you.
Do you have friends that experience in mental illness and what they do?
Okay, so it's actually a very good question to answer, which is I actually have relatives that have a depression, and it's actually a very hard time to go through. People who are, for those who are having the depression, and also for as someone that they trust, as someone that they have a close contact to. So for me, as my observation, what they do is something that beyond our mind. Sometimes they think of suicidal. It's actually a real thing, not a fake thing or like something like that. So it's actually sometimes they think of suicidal. They think of harming themselves, and they also think like they also done something like a normal people will never done. Sometimes we feel like why they done this, but they are not in a good state. So for me, us who are having a close contact with them are having a very tough time on handling them. Thank you.